And then you're just going to relax here and legs up the wall. If you don't have a wall, you can do legs up the block or seagrass. And let's start with some 3-part breaths. This deep diaphragmatic breath can really help with so many things. If you were in my class at the Y on Monday, I said this, but this book that I'm reading called Breathe, they said that when you get to 80 years old, you're breathing with 30% less air than you were when you were in your 20s. So one way that you can counter that is by doing these 3-part breaths every day and also several times throughout the day. So breathing into your belly, filling your belly up with air, then letting your rib cage expand, and then letting your upper chest expand. Exhale, upper chest, ribs, belly button to your spine. Just do a few rounds of that, and then allow your breathing to become soft and gentle. The reason we want to be breathing with our full amount of oxygen is because you will live longer. They've actually done studies on bodies and found that the older the body they had bigger lung capacity. So you want to make sure that you're exercising those lungs by taking these deep breaths. Other forms of breathing like that fire breath or the slow inhale, slow exhale where you count to 10, 20, whatever you can get to. That's also going to help expand these lungs. And the sequence we're going to be doing today, let me mute everybody, sorry about that. Okay. The sequence we're going to be doing today is a kidney essence sequence. So the kidney essence is like the root of your energy, the root of your life in Chinese medicine. It's where from the kidneys, all the energy gets dispersed to all over the body. So if the kidneys aren't healthy, your body is not going to be fully healthy. So this sequence is going to help just move the energy in that area, release any stuck energy, and I think that's about it. Keep you young with your young essence. So as I said, if the kidney chi or the kidney energy isn't well, it can negatively affect all organ systems in the body. This is all according to Chinese medicine, so, it's a lot different than your regular Western medicine. It's actually got a lot of similarities, but to people who don't know a lot about it, it can sound kind of weird. And begin to just notice your breath, what it's like at its normal pace. And begin to notice your thoughts and any images showing up in the mind. Notice any sensations you're feeling in the body, or any emotions. And then begin to walk the feet down the wall. And take the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide for butterfly. So you can do this at the wall, or if you wanted to sit up on your mat, you can do this. It's up to you. It's the same pose. You can stay at the wall or come into butterfly on your mat. And I don't know if you'll be able to access this pressure point if you're at the wall, but it's easier when you're sitting up. You might be able to if you can reach your feet at the wall. But if you take your finger and you place it in between your big toe and your middle toe, and then you draw a straight line with your finger all the way down to right there where on the bottom of the ball of your foot. So middle toe and big toe, you're drawing a line straight down to right there underneath the ball of the foot. That's the kidney, I forget the number, but if you press that point, if you're ever getting a cramp in the body, and it can be both, it's on both sides, both feet. If you're getting a cramp ever anywhere in the body, you massage that point and the cramp goes away. Don't ask me how, but it actually works because I've tried it in class when I was getting a cramp. So, and if you are getting a lot of cramps, you can massage this point a few times a day. If you are trying to get pregnant or are pregnant, don't massage this point. It just can cause like contractions. So if you're not, then it's fine. Just give it a nice massage. It helps move energy into the kidneys. In Chinese medicine, they believe that the kidney essence is like the fuel that kickstarts every other metabolic activity in the body. So it's really important to work those kidneys. And the kidney meridian runs down the inner thigh. It's one of those main ones that runs down the inner thigh. So anytime we're doing these opening poses of the legs and working that area, you're working the kidney meridian. And I'd like you to try to practice any kind of breath work that you enjoy in each pose today. If you'd like to count the breath and count to 10 on the inhale and 10 on the exhale, then do that. You don't have to do it for the whole time. I just want you to do it at least once in each pose that we're in. Or maybe you like to do the 3-part breath. All right, from here, go ahead and close your knees like a book. And if you're sitting up, you can put your hands back behind you and slowly send the knees side to side. If you're at the wall, you can just sway your knees side to side. And then we're going to be meeting in tabletop hands and knees. And take a blanket underneath your knees if you need a little padding. And keep your blocks handy at the top of your mat. You may or may not need them for this. So once you get into tabletop, we're going to take melting heart. So from tabletop, walk your hands forward to the top edge of your mat and drop the elbows down, and then send the hips up and back, bringing the forehead down to the mat or to a block if you have trouble getting your head down. And you can play around with your knee position. They can be behind your hips or a little bit in front of your hips. I like mine directly over my hips, but directly under my hips, but it's up to you. Just feel it in your body. And you're just melting your heart down to the mat. Now, if you aren't feeling enough sensation on the back of your arms here, this is where you can use your blocks. Put them out in front and then take your hands on top of the blocks and lower down for more sensation in the shoulders and upper back. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about energy in the body tonight, and then I'll let you marinate in the poses. So while you're breathing here, your favorite type of breath to help you relax. There are 3 ways that you can move energy through the body. The first way is using your breath. So you can imagine your energy flowing to a certain area by focusing on that area and imagining, see if you can feel the breath moving in and out of that area. Like here, we're targeting the shoulders and the upper back, also the lower back and the hips, possibly. See if you can notice with your breath, those areas kind of absorbing that oxygen that you're taking in. If you really hone in on it, you can feel it. Remember to relax the muscles around the targeted areas and try to become still in the pose. If you have any sinus issues or headaches, you can take your forehead on a block or the mat and just rock your forehead slowly side to side, and that'll kind of help massage your forehead and break up some pressure possibly that you're feeling there. And the second way we can move energy in the body is by physically adding a stress to the body. Like when you exercise, you're stressing the muscles to strengthen them and lengthen them. And in yin yoga, we're putting a stress on a certain area, certain fascia and joints, so that when we release out of the pose, you can feel the energy kind of releasing out of that area. So we're moving energy just by coming into a shape and relaxing into that shape and then coming out of it. So as you exit this pose nice and slow, you're going to see if you can notice what your shoulders feel like when you come into the resonance pose. So slowly from this pose, you're gonna come up to tabletop, sink your hips back toward your heels, and then round the back over your thighs, coming into a child's pose variation. Again, you can put the block under your forehead if you'd like. Try to get your knees together for this one to help round your back. If it's too difficult, you can take your knees apart and come down. Still getting a nice back stretch. And see if you can notice the energy kind of dissolving away out of your shoulders or wherever you are feeling the most sensation. Go ahead and come up nice and slow to tabletop. Then tuck your toes under. Take one block or two behind you, in between your feet. We're going to be coming into a yogi squat, but we're going to take it a little bit differently. So from hands and knees, tuck the toes under and walk the hands back, lifting the knees up. And then staying on the toes, you can at first with your hands out in front on the ground. You can move your blanket off if that's easier. So we're on our toes, arms are inside the knees. And we're pressing the knees out to open the hips. You can stay right here if that's enough sensation for you in your hips and lower back, or if you want to slowly inch your bottom down onto that block. If you want to use a block. And you can just keep the hands out here on the ground. You don't have to take prayer hands. That's kind of more of a yang pose, but you can do it if you want. And just stay where you feel that mild sensation and begin to relax. We can take some neck stretches here. This also helps headaches if you're ever getting them from the allergies or anything. So take your right ear towards your right shoulder. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. And slowly bring the head back to center. Take the left ear toward the left shoulder. And bring the head back to center. Take the chin up to the sky. And chin to chest. And from here, you can roll back onto your toes if you're not already there, and slowly lift the hips up to the sky, or dangle, as they call it in yin. I'm going to bring the block out in front to hold on to. You can walk those feet underneath your hips. Your knees can be bent a lot if you want, or straight, whichever one you like, with the head hang. You can even grab those opposite elbows if you like to take the ragdoll pose. Again, focus on that breath that you like to do. Imagine each exhale is lengthening the back body. We're letting go of our day. Letting go of anything stressful happening in our lives. Letting go of pain, sadness, guilt. And from here, if you have a block, set it off to the side. Hands to the mat, slowly drop the knees down. Take that blanket under your knees if you want the padding. And we'll come into dragon pose. Do you want another block for this?
No, that's good.
Let me know if you do. All right, so we'll start with the right foot forward. And we can do baby dragon, so take the block to the inside of that right foot. Right foot, you're gonna walk out to the right edge of the mat. Send the knee back behind the hips. And then stop when you come to that first edge of resistance where your body first wants to stop. You're gonna stop and then begin to relax the body, relax around the targeted area. So the muscles in the left hip. You may also feel sensation on the inner thighs and the right outer hip. And practice whatever breath you like in this pose as well. And for the last minute of the pose, if you want to wing the right knee out to the side and drop the hips a little bit lower, you can try that, or just stay in the baby dragon. And bring the knee back to center slowly. Send the hips back toward the back heel and then walk the right foot back to meet the left. Sink your chest down toward your thighs and come into that child's pose, resonance pose again. If you notice the energy kind of dissolving away out of that left hip. And slowly rise up, tabletop, and we'll take dragon on the other side. Baby dragon, left foot forward, walk it over to the left edge of your mat. And then sink the hips down until they come to the first edge of resistance, and then relax the muscles there. You want to wing that left knee out to the side, or get on the other side, you can do that. And bring the knee back to center. Send the hips back, coming into that child's pose, resonance pose. See if you notice the energy dissolving away in that right hip this time. You can move nice and slow. from here, we're going to come onto our backs. And give your knees a hug. And here you can keep the knees together or apart. We did this one last week or the week before. You want to wrap your arms around your knees and hold on to your hands or your wrists or your forearms. You can do that. Then lift the face, lift the face up to the sky. Tuck the chin to your chest and lower your head back down so you can lengthen the back of your neck, keeping the chin tucked to your chest. And the third way we can move energy in our body is with the mind and through meditation. So by allowing your body to relax and focus on your thoughts, sensations, images, emotions, that can allow the body to let go. You can also imagine your energy going to a certain point in your body and relaxing there and letting go of any stuck energy. So you can mentally picture that happening with your mind, and it can happen. So using our shape that we make, using our breath, and using our mind, we can begin to bring the body in harmony according to Chinese medicine. And go ahead and release slowly. Release your legs and straighten them down your mat just for a little Shavasana resonance pose. And see if you notice the energy disappearing here out of your hips or wherever you were feeling the most sensation. And then use your breath. Take a big 3-part breath to send any stuck or painful energy out of the body with the breath. Just imagine your breath is doing that. So we're using all parts of our body to move the energy. We're using our body, taking the 3-part breath, our breath, and our mind, sending out any stuck energy or any weak energy. And then bend the knees, take the feet flat to the mat. Lift the hips and slide a block, if you have one, or a cushion underneath your sacrum, and right there where your buns begin. And we're going to stay here in supported bridge. So you're welcome to stay just like this on the block, or if you want to slowly straighten one leg out down your mat and then the other, you can try that. And you may need to adjust the height of the block. If you need more sensation, make it higher, less sensation. Obviously take it down or take a blanket under you if that's too much with the block. You can close your eyes here and begin to notice where you feel the most sensation in this pose. And really picture your breath going to that area and releasing, getting in there and just opening things up. And same thing here, you want to keep your chin to your chest. And when we do this, we're also compressing our thyroid gland, which in turn, and giving this mild inversion, is sending energy to that area of our body, which in turn makes more energy for the body. And if your legs are straight, go ahead and walk them back to bent. Nice and slow, careful, lift the hips. Slide the block out from underneath you and lower the hips down. Walk the feet to the edges of the mat, let the knees cave in together. And then slowly windshield wiper the knees side to side. And then from here, let's walk the feet back to center. Give the knees a hug to the chest. Take a little rock side to side, massaging your lower back. Maybe take some knee circles. And reverse the circles. And come back to center. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh for supine pigeon. You can reach through your legs, grab the back of that left thigh, pull it toward your chest or the front of the left shin. This is not really a kidney pose, it's a liver pose. It helps any outer hip pose, works the liver meridian, but I just still think this is a good pose to do every day, so. Everybody needs a good liver. And from here, we're gonna cross that right leg all the way over as much as we can, stacking the knees like we're gonna sit cross-legged in a chair. And then from here, pull the knees up toward your chest and let them fall over to the left for twisted root. Open your chest up to the sky, nice and slow. Take your arms out to the sides if you like, or you can keep your left hand on your right knee. If this is too much for your legs or back, you can uncross the legs and take a supine, gentle supine twist. And slowly uncross your legs. You can use your hands and your inhale to bring the knees back to center. Give them a hug. And then take your left ankle over your right thigh, taking supine pigeon on the other side, or eye of the needle, they call it in yin.
And from here, cross that left leg all the way over, stacking the knees as much as you can. Hug the knees into the chest, then let them fall over to the right this time. For twisted root on the other side, melting the heart open to the sky. Arms out or cactus arms, however you want your hands to be. You can turn your head the opposite way as last time, if you remember. Remember to relax here. Relax the belly, the legs if you can. Relax your shoulders down to the mat. And uncross the legs, stack the knees. Use the hands if you want and the breath to bring the knees back to center. Nice and slow. Give the knees a hug. Maybe take some more knee circles. And then relax down for Shavasana, final resting pose. Start off with three-part breaths. And then allow your breathing to become natural. Start to deepen your breath. Bring movement back into your body. And then roll over to the left side of your body. When you get there, take a moment to reflect on your practice. And inhale the biggest breath of the day. And let it go. And press yourself up. Seated position. Sit up tall, bring your hands together at your heart center and drop your chin to your chest. Take another deep breath in. Let it go. Please drink a big glass of water. Thanks for joining me. Hope you have a beautiful night. Namaste.